Hey guys, hi. I'm Salman this side, your host for this podcast. And today I've invited Hari, who's our traveler, and he has been to so many places. So today we're going to try to dig into his stories, his travel stories, and we're going to try to get the learnings that he got through his travel journeys. Okay. So Hari, I welcome you here today on our podcast. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Sagar, for inviting me in your podcast. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
So
And how
Hari,
are you doing?
yeah, I'm doing
Uh,
great. What about you?
I'm doing good. Thank you.
Okay. So, Hari, I actually have so many questions to ask you. Okay. But for the starters, I would ask you that how was your day? Reason being that I want to know that, a traveler who hasn't been to places for so long, due to travel bans. So, how your usual day looks like?
Yeah. So my day was really good. So now in a usual days, like I'm more working on. I'm trying to make my day productive. By the physical activity, like doing a physical workout. Trying to more, work on my health and more on my body, so I can prepare for next travel journey or for next trekking journey and all. So
Which will
yeah, I'm
be,
more working on myself,
which will be when,
which will be
yeah,
it I'm thinking I'm planning one like a track in September, so that I'm
okay.
working on for now. Yeah.
September where like you mind sharing the permission for that?
Yeah, I'm planning to go to the Uttarakhand, where there is a one track of 90 kilometer, and that really needs a very physical and endurance kind of thing. So I'm more working on that part.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm yeah,
And how much
I'm
days?
hoping to make it through.
Okay. And how much days a person is expected to cover that track usually?
Okay. Yeah, so it's about the 15 days because it's a 90 kilometer, and it's end up on like 16,000, some around 16 on like 19,000 feet. So of course, it's like a kind of like high altitude track it is. So yeah, it's like not easy kind of like track.
Yeah, that's why you're preparing for it. You're doing workout and
Yeah,
everything, right?
yeah, because it's not like only have to prepare by the physical wise. It's also, you have to be also
Mentally
prepare
prepare for it.
like mentally prepare too, and and more you have to prepare for your, or because in that there is a oxygen, on that altitude, the
Yeah,
air air level
scarcity of
is very
oxygen.
thin. Yeah. So like you need a like a, you need a, also like a breathing part. So I'm also more working on yogas and all.
So you need to be tough through your mind also because
Yeah.
there are gonna be a lot of challenges there, and you're gonna miss your family also. You're gonna be away from them for 15, 20 days, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, homesickness also, especially
Yeah.
in that in those
Yeah.
places where there's no one,
Yeah.
you are alone.
Yeah.
So, Hari, so
Yeah.
just briefly tell us about all the places that you have been to, so that our audience get an idea where you have been to, particularly in India. Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
yeah,
So my name is like Hari, and I'm a 21-year-old. So
okay,
in this 21 as I'm 21-year old, and I've start travel from my 16, and till now I have been to like 14 states of India, like in the whole the north part of India I've been to, and some east and part of India too. So and most of the place where I've been to, that was my solo journey. I was there like a solo by myself only, like just did a backpack and just roaming around one place to another place, clicking the pictures or just trying to experience that place.
so okay, so basically you have traveled to Uttarakhand, and you were telling me you also traveled to Himachal Pradesh,
Yes, I have.
right? Okay, so if you
Yeah.
compare, like usually there's a talk Himachal Pradesh versus Uttarakhand. Okay, people always want to compare these both states because they are
Yeah.
kind of same. They both are the hill stations, right?
Mm.
So what, according to you, is better? Obviously, there
Hmm.
can be some points which are better in Himachal Pradesh, and there can be some pros in Uttarakhand also. Okay, but
Hmm.
I just want to ask. I want to
Hmm.
know your opinion. What is good according to you? If you
Hmm.
are given an option, where would you prefer to go?
Hmm.
Uttarakhand or Himachal Pradesh?
Hmm. Okay. For me, both are is my favorite state. Is my favorite state, and both of is like a very good state. Okay. अब मुझे नहीं लगता कि किसी के बीच में भी कोई भी एक स्टेट लाइक एक ऐसा स्टेट के बीच में जो दोनों पहाड़ों में बसा हो और कोई भी ऐसा कंपैरिजन है, बट स्टिल लाइक but for me personally my favorite would be like Himachal Pradesh because
Yeah.
क्योंकि वहाँ पे like काफी ज्यादा like mountains काफी मुझे वहाँ के ज्यादा सही लगते हैं, अच्छे लगते हैं. और लाइक उत्तराखंड में सही है, उत्तराखंड भी काफी अच्छा है. बट यही है कि अगर आप फ्रीडम वाइज कहूँ एक ट्रैवलर के लिए, जैसे आपने मुझे कंपैरिजन में थोड़ा सा कंपैरिजन यहाँ पे रह सकता है कि हिमाचल में थोड़ा सा आपको ज्यादा फ्रीडम मिलती है आपको स्टेट गवर्नमेंट के थ्रू, आपको लाइक एज कम्पेयर टू द उत्तराखंड, जहाँ पे थोड़ा सा ट्रांसपोर्ट में आप रह जाते हैं. एंड सेकंड थिंग इज थोड़ी सी रेस्ट्रिक्शन ज्यादा है उत्तराखंड में. लाइक जैसे मैं सोलो ट्रैवल करता हूँ तो मुझे जैसे कैंपिंग करनी हो तो उसमें कहीं ना कहीं उत्तराखंड में थोड़ी रेस्ट्रिक्शन आ जाती है, जो कि हमेशा मुश्किल में रहता है. क्योंकि मुझे जैसा बंदा अगर मैं होटल भी नहीं यूज कर रहा या अगर कहीं और कहीं वाइल्ड में है तो उस टाइम ही नीड्स टू बी स्टेइंग एट लाइक इन अ कैंप. बट वेयर दैट बट लाइक काफी काफी उत्तराखंड में ऐसे प्लेसेस हैं जहाँ पे परमिशंस लेनी पड़ती है, बट एट द सेम टाइम हिमाचल में नहीं लेनी पड़ती. सो फॉर मी मोर पर्सनल फेवरेट इज हिमाचल. और कुछ ज्यादा कंपेयर तो मेरे नजर में दिखता नहीं है ऐसा.
Since I've only been to Uttarakhand, I haven't been to Himachal. But like I've seen some blogs, I've seen people talking about that place. So I think if you talk about whole wilderness, if you talk about density, I think Himachal Pradesh is better, and
Yeah.
it is kind of more dangerous also when it is in terms of mountains, in terms of ranges, in terms of trekking. Yeah, am I right?
Yeah, there are the more trackings and there are the more wide range like grass meadows and all like
So since so,
in a view wise.
okay, so Hari,
Yeah.
you've does this point that in Himachal Pradesh there are less travel restrictions as compared to Uttarakhand. Okay, so what are
Yeah.
these restrictions? What are these restrictions that you
हाँ,
have?
restriction wise like अगर आपको मतलब अगर उत्तराखंड में अगर आपको कहीं पे भी ट्रैकिंग्स करनी है या कहीं पे भी अगर आपको लाइक कहीं पे भी जाना है, अगर आप एक कैंपिंग करना चाहते हो तो आपको लाइक मोर इट्स मोर अबाउट द परमिशंस. ओके, वेयर यू हैव टू गेट परमिशंस फ्रॉम द फॉरेस्ट डिपार्टमेंट और फ्रॉम देयर नियरेस्ट अथॉरिटी. बट जो कि कभी कभी मुश्किल हो जाता है कि आपको कई बार इतनी इतनी जल्दी नहीं मिल पाता आपको परमिशन. ओके, बट हिमाचल प्रदेश में कुछ ऐसे काफी ऐसी जगह हैं जहाँ पे आपको उतनी रिस्ट्रिक्शन नहीं है, जहाँ पे आप आराम से आप कैंपिंग कर सकते हैं, जहाँ पे आराम से आप टाइम बिता सकते हैं. हाँ, बट इट्स ओके, रजिस्ट्रेशन इज आल्सो गुड, इट्स फॉर
Yeah,
सेफ्टी, इट्स
yeah.
फॉर द एनवायरनमेंट, एंड दैट इज आल्सो गुड. So I don't have any problem with the restriction, yeah, but sometime बट लाइक अगर आप कुछ करना चाहते हैं एंड समटाइम जैसा कि मुझे अभी मुझे ट्रैक जो करना है तो मुझे इसके लिए भी मुझे इसके लिए भी परमिशन चाहिए होगी. बेशक से ये ट्रैकिंग है बट इसके लिए भी मुझे परमिशन चाहिए होगी उत्तराखंड के फॉरेस्ट डिपार्टमेंट से. और मुझे नहीं पता कि मुझे ये परमिशन मिलेगी नहीं मिलेगी क्योंकि मैं अल्पाइन ट्रैक करने वाला हूँ. सो इसके अंदर इफ आई एम गोइंग टू बी माई सेल्फ ओनली with a whole backpack like where I'm going to like carry my whole the own stuff by myself only. So that of course that would be a challenge for me, for myself too, but I don't know about the about the permissions whether I would get or not, but I'm like hoping I would be getting a permissions from there.
See, as you said that these restrictions, permissions that we have to take from the authorities, they are for our good, and I totally agree with you. So there is no problem in putting the restrictions, but the problem is that when you do not process the request, in a small period. Okay, suppose I go to them, I ask for the permission that I want to do this in this track, and they take 15-20 days to give me that permit. Okay, so I think they should shorten this time, that I should get the answer in 2 or 3 days, right?
Yeah.
So that I don't have to wait.
And second thing, क्योंकि ऐसे ट्रैक्स होते हैं इसके लिए कुछ एक 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 वो होता है कि आप like it's not only about कि you are going to do a track, okay, it's also about the weather. अगर ये जैसे मैंने आपको ये ट्रैक बताया, it's not, I don't think so it's going to be possible for myself at least in a winter time. Okay, so I'm going to like most of the people who do this track only in the summer time, because in a winter time it's completely like covered with the snow. Okay, so it's a more tough, like more challenging and more toughest like. So यही है कि अगर आपको जल्दी परमिशन मिल जाएगा, you can go at like जिस तरीके से हमने अपने आप को शेड्यूल किया उस ट्रैक के लिए, आप उस तरीके से जा सकते हो और इससे बेस्ट, इट्स अ मोर गुड.
So since you have used this word, Hari, alpine trekking, right? Since that time stuck in my head. So what is that actually? I don't know that.
Yeah. Okay.
What is alpine
So
trekking?
okay, कि जिस तरीके से मैं फॉर मी जिस तरीके से मैं जैसे ट्रैक करने जा रहा हूँ जहाँ पे मैं खुद ही like I think I'm contacting to my some friends too if they if anybody wants to do a dare. Okay, so that would be like that would be like कि, yeah, we can share the work and we will both try to do so but let's see whether I'm going to do like end up alone or like with somebody. But yeah, it's more like कि आप खुद से ही preparation कर रहे हो because like what people do usually in the trackings they go by the tracking companies. Okay, जो कि वो पोर्टर्स कैरी करते हैं, जो जो पोर्टर्स होते हैं उनके पास स्टाफ होते हैं, ठीक है, जो उनके लिए मतलब सारी सर्विसेज कोई और अवेलेबल कर रहा है, बस उनको ट्रैक करके जाना है, ठीक है. But for me, like as I'm going to do is like I'm going to do everything by myself. Okay, so here I'm like I'm planning about like I think I have to carry around 20 kg around backpack on my only on my shoulder, and after that I have to walk to and after that I have to like gain a altitude too. So you can you can think like कि मुश्किल कितना होने वाला है, क्योंकि अब अभी जहाँ पे हम रहते हैं, like I'm living in Delhi right now and it's on only on 100 and 150 feet. Okay, above the sea level I'm talking about. So and when I would be on like after the 18,000 of the 17,000 of the 15,000 even, it's going to be more challenging, because like it's what I because I have I have only did the track of one track of 12,000 only. So yeah, of course, let's see how it goes, hoping for the best.
So according to what I got from this alpine trekking that you explained, it is like when you're going, like mostly when people go for trekking, they contact a travel company, okay, and they make all the arrangements for
Yeah,
them. But in your case, you're
yeah,
gonna do all the things, like you're not gonna leave anything on anybody, but you're gonna do all the things
yeah,
with yourself, right? So that is
yeah,
alpine travel,
yeah,
alpine tracking.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay, I got the answer. So okay, so Hari, now I'll talk about this YouTube. Okay, since we were when we were talking about telling me or nowadays you're focusing on your YouTube channel, right? So is it a vlogging channel? What it would
yeah,
be personally?
yeah. Okay. So I started YouTube. For me, like for myself, YouTube was from a very long time. Okay, like everyone was asking me like from that like from past 3 to 4 years, you should be starting a YouTube, as you travel you should be vlogging and all. But for me, and every time I was thinking, what if I lose my craziness, and all that. But then later on I thought like, why don't I share my journey with people's, so my YouTube channel is like more about is like I'm going to share my life journey, like as I'm going to travel, as I'm going to do adventure sports or adventure things, and life stories as I'm going to live on. Because so just wanted to share to the people, and like, yeah,
You just
just
want to
wanna
document.
like
You just want
yeah,
to
I'm just going to,
document that in your
yeah,
and show it to the people. Yeah.
yeah, showing to the people, yeah, showing to the people, and yeah, and just yeah, let's see, yeah, yeah,
So any vlogging
like how it
channel,
goes.
particularly you follow, or you just have seen the videos, or you like that person, the way he does it.
You want to say like any my favorite vlogging channel?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, but like
Like not the favorite vlogging channel, but any vlogging channel you have seen and you feel like
a lot of vloggers, okay,
he's doing
but
good
for me
work.
there's no like, yeah, there's no like like a
Yeah,
uh
and
like a
yeah,
who's
I
doing
do.
a good work.
Yeah. I do not
Okay.
mean a favorite vlogger. I just
Hmm.
mean someone who have seen whose videos you have seen and you feel like it's doing good work. Indian
Hmm.
vlogger particularly. There are many
Indian
nowadays, right?
blogger particularly. Sorry, but like it's like and they are like the mountain tracker. I think there is one like, yeah, one Vasist. He's a very good blogger, and
Varun,
I used to be watching a videos. Yeah, I used to be watching his blog.
yeah,
Yeah, there's a one Nomad Subham. He's also the one good. Like he's also the 21 of, and he's doing a hitchhiking. All over the world.
yeah,
And yeah, he's like a very good hitchhiker.
yeah.
Yeah, so I think he traveled to the 15 to 16 countries, without taking any flight, and it's a just it's a crazy, and that's nice to see, and he
Recently,
do travel almost with like very less money. So yeah,
he
his
said,
name is Nomad Subham.
I know his
Yeah.
story. I know his story. Actually, his parents sent him to Kota for studying for IIT. there
Yeah,
he started
and
his travel.
you believe like yeah, he was like in my Facebook friend like from the starting and before he started YouTube, you know. Yeah.
So he was
And but you
interested.
know he took a risk and he made it, you know, and that's a
Yeah,
very nice
yeah.
thing, you know?
But not everybody
Yeah,
can make it in this profession.
yeah, yeah, seriously, seriously, especially you know being an Indian, like it's very hard, like you know you know you get out of your comfort zone and you know and you choose something to do and you do it. That's
Because
very
on social
good.
media we only see the stories which get successful, right? We don't see the failures on social media
Yeah.
usually, right? Nobody who failed in this profession gonna come online and tell them about their story, right? So okay, so you talked about Varun Vagish, right? Varun Vagish, I think that guy wins people.
But for me, like आप जैसे आप कह रहे हैं social media के लिए, there's a one thing is for me, you know, social media also you know confuse a lot, you know. I know there are like you know like there are like peoples, you know, who are very successful on you know social medias. But for me, like I also inspired by those you know ones like who got failures, you know, who tried a lot but you know still
Yeah,
got fails.
I'm not
So
saying that.
I
I'm
learn
not.
a lot by them too, you know. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not saying that failures are bad or you cannot learn anything from
yeah,
the people who
yeah.
failed. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that a lot of people get into these kind of things just by thinking that whoever start this gets successful. Okay, because that's what I'm saying. Like people don't share their failures on social media. Okay, so yeah. So okay, so I was talking about this guy Varun Vakish. He's a very interesting guy. Okay, I started seeing his video around a year ago, and I think that guy wins people's heart through the way he speaks, right? I think yes, this is the best way to speak in the whole this blogging community. There are a lot of people. There is Gaurav Taneja also who's the most famous guy. But I think Mukesh is the one who has a way, who has a neck to communicate with people through his audience, and that's what people like, and that's why he's famous among the elder generation also. Even people like my parents, watch that guy Varun Vagish, right? And he's not vulgar also. He does everything in his limits. Yeah. So yeah. So I remember I started seeing vlogging. My first interaction with the vlogging was through Mumbai Connected. Okay, so I was always very much interested into motor vlogging. Okay, that going from one city to another in motorbike. So I started watching him, and it was really good. And after that, he started doing a lavish vlogging, where he's going from one country to another, like in the US, Vegas, and that sort of thing. I did kind of like. So that's why I got turned off from that guy. But when he was doing motovlogging, it was good. Yeah. So have you watched his videos? Mumbai Connected? Hari, your voice is not coming. I cannot hear you. No, it's not coming. It looks like you have muted it. Yeah, you have muted it. It's showing that your voice is muted. Now I think it will work. Now put your microphone near your mouth. No, it's not coming. I'm not getting it. You're getting my voice? If you're getting my voice, yeah, now it came.
Me now.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay. So I think Mumbai Ka Nikhil is the one like you know who start like you know the vlogging and like the generation of vlogging in India. You know,
Right,
many
yeah.
a lot of people you know have inspired by him. You know, by for doing you know the vlog and so he like and he started you know uploading on daily content. You know, and I think he's having a you know his own style. You know, kind of. So that's also nice. You know, if he's
He has
doing.
a, he has a very unique style. He does it very effortlessly. It seems like he's not putting any efforts, and it is just like coming out of him
It's
very
okay. You know, people
seamlessly.
are watching. You know, people are watching, and that's really nice. You know, that's what people want.
And he knows how to do his marketing also. He's very good with that. He has good friends. He
जिसके
has
पास जनता है उसकी सब सुनता है
yeah. What do you think
जिसके
about
पास
this?
जनता है उसकी सब
Huh, what do you think about this Gaurav Taneja? Like I haven't watched any of his vlogs. Like one or two vlogs I've watched, but I didn't find him very interesting. But he's very famous. I don't know why.
but like now I would say like you know um like Gaurav Taneja and you the Flying Beast yeah like you're
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and this Mumbai Ka Nikhil um like एक सब like एक होता है ना कैटेगरी होता है ब्लॉग में कई बंदे को मोटर ब्लॉग होता है तो आई थिंक दे आर मोर इनटू द यू नो लाइक like a family vlog, I would say, just like,
That,
कि which you can watch with your family and क्योंकि आप like नोमैड शुभम की वीडियो लेके आप जाओगे नहीं, like कि ना फैमिली पे देखो, ये बंदा ना कि ट्रैवल कर रहा है और लाइक ये बंदा किसी से स्ट्रेंजर से लिफ्ट मांग के कहीं पे मतलब वन प्लेस से अनदर प्लेस ट्रैवल कर रहा है, तुम्हारी फैमिली बोलेगी क्या है ये, जाके पढ़ लो, राइट? बट एक वीडियो दोनों से जाके एक फैमिली वीडियो उठा के उसकी वीडियो उठा के आप अपनी फैमिली को दिखा सकते हो, ओके देखो फुल फैमिली चल रही है।
और ये जो लोग
लाइक
हैं
यूट्यूब भी एक
ये वाला जो बेल्ट है ब्लॉगर्स का, मुंबई के निकल वाला बनेगा, they usually travel with people also, usually their families, like now this Mumbai Chemical also got married, so they usually travel with their family, yeah, or at least there are people around them, they never travel solo, yeah,
या
that's
बट
the thing.
ठीक है, हर चीज का अपना अलग मजा है, if you travel with a solo, or even I don't say personally like yeah I will only travel solo, it's not a like कि मैंने एक ठान लिया है, कि ठीक है, जहाँ पे आपके पास like if you want to go somewhere and and if you're the alone one, and if there's no, if you can't find anybody to travel with you, go alone, that's okay. For me, that's like
That's the thing.
motto for me.
You shouldn't be dependent on someone else for traveling, right? Because that's the reason why so many people, doesn't get out of their house to travel. They're dependent on someone else to travel for their
Yeah.
plans.
For me personally, I believe it's my dream. Nobody gonna follow my dream. Nobody gonna
Yeah,
follow my things.
obviously.
Why somebody should follow their
Someone
my
would,
things.
yeah, someone would be traveling.
Because I have decided this
Yeah,
for myself, so I have to follow it.
yeah, exactly. So since we're talking about this YouTube vlogging, so there's this like there's also this segment of YouTubers. I wouldn't say YouTuber. Yeah, they are YouTubers. Obviously, they're posting videos on YouTube. So what they do, like they're gonna go to the places like Thailand and all, and they're gonna show you, like they're clearly show you, taking you inside the the titty parts and the places where girls are dancing on pole. Okay, and they're gonna clearly show you those videos and get the likes, get the views. Okay, so I'm not gonna name any vlogger, but maybe I think you have seen those videos, right? So they're basically selling the soft porn there, yeah, just to get the
See,
views.
hmm, hmm.
Yeah,
This see up उनका भी कंटेंट सही है, एक फॉर मी द वन इन वन चॉइस, लाइक लेट मी टेल यू व्हाई, ओके? जब आपके माइंड में क्वेश्चन आता है थाईलैंड, व्हाट डू यू थिंक अबाउट?
yeah.
आई वुड लाइक टू आस्क यू, व्हाट डू यू थिंक अबाउट?
Yeah, obviously, I think about that through Bollywood movies, and through my friends. They told me, what happened to Thailand. So yeah,
Like
that is the
most of
first
the
thing.
people,
That is the
yeah,
first thing that comes
when
to
the
our mind.
Thailand comes out, like their thing comes out like a beaches, their clubs, like glamour, that's all that things comes in your mind, and they're like the places, like you can say, so जब वो जनता देखना चाहती है, okay, so that's what they're showing to people, जो देखना चाहती है वही तो दिखा रहे हैं, अगर कोई देख रहा है तभी तो that's why they are getting views,
Obviously,
that's why they are getting famous,
obviously
and that's
there's
okay, that's
yeah,
completely fine.
obviously there is an audience for that kind of content. Because
Yeah,
like
of
yeah,
course, and
that's why they're getting
बहुत
views.
ऑडियंस बहुत ऑडियंस है, बहुत ऑडियंस है,
Actually, people who
कोई
are not,
ऑडियंस
yeah,
आपको एक चीज मुझे पूछना है, ठीक है? एक बात बताओ, if I'm traveling solo in a mountain, okay, completely solo in a mountain, okay, for 10 or 20 days, okay, okay, and I'm doing everything by myself, okay, and there is nobody with me, okay. There's a one vlog of this, and there is a second vlog where I'm like spending a full money, showing to the full grammar, like a like in a big club. So what gonna people like more, like
obviously that later. Yeah,
कि उनको ज्यादा वही है कि वहां पे एंटरटेन ज्यादा है, यहाँ पे बिल्कुल शांत सा व्लॉग चल रहा है, what I'm not like they're entertaining, I'm just like
yeah.
doing what I'm
Yeah,
doing,
because
what I'm there.
in the video of the first kind, only the people who are interested in vlogging, only the people who are interested in traveling would see that. But in the
Yeah.
video of second
I
time,
want more.
everyone
I'm
would see
thinking
that.
like, yeah, even I'm thinking, if in the future, as I'm going to be, like as I'm going to be more learned, I will try to make content, as what people likes, uh, what people likes. I like well, because like कि जैसे बंदे अगर कोई आए तो ज्यादा से ज्यादा entertain हो सके, कि उनको लगे हाँ, yeah, it was worth to come and good to watch.
Yeah, yeah, realistic.
As a content creator, I would be this thing I would definitely have in my mind.
So since we have came around this Thailand country, it's a country, right? Thailand. It's a country, right?
Yeah, Thailand. Yeah.
Yeah. So Thailand's a good place. I've seen in movies, I've seen some vlogs also. Thailand is a good place. Apart from all that, okay. So even if someone has to go to Thailand for other reasons, okay, they cannot tell that their parents or friends. They would think they are going for that thing. Okay, so if ever in future I get the chance to go to Thailand, I will not gonna tell anyone that I'm going to Thailand. For those reasons, because the first thing that would come to their mind is he's going for that. Yeah. So that's the thing. So okay. So Hari, like if I ask you, like since you're a traveler, you've done a lot of research also. Yeah, about the traveling about the countries. Okay, so if I talk about you, if I ask you, what are the cheapest countries, for the Indians to travel? Would you be able to name them or explain anything about that?
Okay.
What are the cheapest
Okay.
countries? I think these are the countries around
A
India only.
lot of countries. A
Okay,
lot of countries are like this. A lot of countries are like this, and
tell us,
for every
tell us
kind of
something
choice.
about it.
Yeah. So for every kind of choice, there are like a lot of countries. Like African countries are really very cheap.
I
And
think,
there is a
but
one very favorite country of me, that I really want to visit,
but I think,
as soon
but
as
I
I
think
can.
I think for the African countries, you have to pay for the flight. Flights are expensive for Africa. I think once you reach
No,
there, then it
not
is
in
cheap.
every country, not in every country. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Go ahead.
not
Yeah.
every. Okay, so for which
Yeah. Like,
African
there's
country? For which
like
African country
see like
flights?
Kenya, Tanzania, Kenya, Tanzania, and there are a lot of countries. There are a lot of countries, African countries are there, and then there is like I think some like Colombia. Colombia is the one, and near India there is a one like Bali. Bali is in everyone's mind. Indonesia.
No, but Bali is
Indonesia is
not.
a very
Bro, Bali flights are not cheap there for Bali. For
no
Bali,
Bali flight is definitely cheaper.
bro,
See,
it is twenty five
if
thousand.
you no, I seriously, I was getting a ticket in a 14,500 only. Seriously,
How much?
14,500.
20,500. It was
Actually,
around.
how you
It
gonna
was
book
a.
the ticket?
It was a
People
round trip
use a
or
different.
one way.
Sorry,
It was a round trip or one way.
one single trip.
Okay, so it is 20,000 rupees approx total.
See, in a expense of Goa, you can travel a Bali easily. And I think much more cheaper. If I'm living in a Delhi, and if I have if like and I'm having a like a budget for Goa, I can definitely in that budget I can travel to the Bali. For I'm telling for like for the normal people like, and if I go more, I think I can go in a much cheaper
Yeah.
by using a more, because like as I have traveled so far, I think I can do in much more cheaper.
I used to work in this company. We used to sell packages for Maldives. We not used to do Bali. Sometimes we used to do, but I didn't used to do Bali. Okay, so I remember, the only difference between Maldives and Bali was flights for Bali were expensive, but the living cost of Bali was way cheaper than Maldives. Maldives is very expensive when it comes to staying there. Per
Even
yeah,
Thailand that you were talking about is also the cheap. Thailand is also the cheap.
yeah, Thailand is cheap. Even the flights are cheap for that Thailand. I think in 9-10,000 rupees
See,
you can get
what
flights
you
for the
have
round
to
trip.
do is like,
Yeah.
see, like it's not about like every time you just start get up and if you plan a ticket and you want to go. So that of course that that time you are having a money. That's why you're planning a sudden day.
See,
Other
there are a lot of hacks also to book a cheapest
yeah,
flight tickets.
yeah, for buying a cheap flights, or you can like the few tricks are like uh, like uh, get a ticket when there is a off season there.
Yeah.
Uh, get a without get a completely like like where you only want to sit and travel.
The more sooner you book it, the sooner the cheaper
Yeah,
the
more
price will be.
you book it. Yeah. Third thing, try to book a flight. That a night flights. Night flight is a much more cheaper. Or you can fly, or you can go by a connecting flights. Have your luggage like less. So lot of hacks are there.
Yeah, there are a lot
For
of hacks,
getting
and
like.
And sometimes it happens
for
that
traveling.
when we search for tickets on a browser, when we search it multiple times, because obviously we're not gonna book it in the first time. We search it multiple times, okay? Then they just automatically raise the price of the ticket. So what we have to do is on Google there is
There is a one very like the one very website, like a good website that I found really very good is that is just, Sky Scanner.
Sky Scanner. Yeah.
It's a one like that compares the every flights, tickets and everything, and even give you the notification if there is a like a cheap ticket is coming on. So it's a good one.
Yeah, but the heck
Sky
that
Scanner.
I was gonna tell is that you should always book tickets in your incognito mode. Like in Google, there is incognito.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
definitely, and
so you're gonna
yeah,
get it cheaper if you're searching it multiple
yeah,
times.
yeah.
Okay.
And like rather than traveling in a weekend, you should be traveling, weekdays,
It is, yeah,
and
yeah.
weekdays, yeah, weekdays. So a lot of hacks are there.
So, okay. So, like you talked about this African countries, you can go to African countries. But bro, what is the point of going in African countries? I remember there was a friend of mine. He was telling me a story of his friend that he went to Kenya for some, for some work. Okay. He was doing a job. Okay, so his company sent him to Kenya for I think for a year. Okay, and when he came back, my friend called him and asked him how was the experience. So he was telling that it looked like that I have been I came 20 years backwards. So these countries are like that, like Kenya and other countries, African countries. Yeah,
Um, See the Kenya and all these countries, a lot of people start, for travel for even for personally for me too, for experiencing the cultures, for experiencing the peoples, how the peoples are, like how the experiencing their cultures, their traditions, and that is, like when you visit any African countries, I think they're really very rich in their culture, following their cultures, that like
but
their
bro,
traditions and all.
what I think is most of the people like me, most of the people who like to who travel, okay, they don't give a shit about culture. Yeah, they're just going there to enjoy, to relax, okay, to do some
No,
sport, to do some adventure.
see, everyone has their own agenda to travel, and for me, it's more
Yeah,
about,
I'm not talking about you. I'm not
talking to
talking
the
about you.
locals, and
See, I know you're a avid traveler, so you care about the culture, you care about that place, about the people of that place. I'm talking about generally people like me, who travels once in a year, maybe not even once in a year, once in 3 4 years. Okay, they're just traveling just to relax. Okay, they have no interest in seeing the culture of that place.
so
Right?
what you can do is you can do a safari there. In the African countries, there are like a very good wildlife safari. And that you can experience there. If you're the wildlife lover and
So I can
um,
go to zoo. I can go to zoo in India anytime if I want to do that.
then going in a zoo, going in a zoo and going for the safari is a totally another different experience. Especially safari in like some African jungles.
But bro, I
That's
don't
a
think anyone would go all the way to Kenya to do the jungle safari to see the animals.
That's what I said. That's what I said. When you asked me for, the cheapest country, that's what I said. Like, everyone, for every choice, there are the countries, there are the countries which you can travel, where you can go and, have some time, And if you are the wildlife lover, then only go to the Kenya. Why would you go if you're
Yeah.
a beach lover? Then you should be going to the Bali.
I was seeing this vlog. Maybe it was Nomad Shubhan or someone else, I don't know, but he was a famous guy in the blogging industry. So he went to one of the countries in Europe from India with the cheapest flight. Okay, and from there he traveled to 15 countries. Okay, and all that, and I think he did all that in 1 month, and for that he spent around 80,000 rupees, which is a very good amount, right? Which is not a very high amount, right? 80,000 rupees, you're
80,000 with like with a ticket, with a flight,
everything,
with
everything,
a
everything, 80,000 rupees. Like 15 countries
in
you're
a Europe
traveling.
countries. In a Europe,
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But
it's
obviously it,
possible. It's
yeah, but obviously it wasn't a lavish trip like you're staying in the five-star hotel. It wasn't like that.
No, it's definitely possible. See, as you have as you have like villages in India, there are the villages too, where you can go and travel. So, yeah, it's definitely possible. If you try to be minimalistic, when it comes to spending, try to go only for what you need, and try to do more research and more plan. You can make it. You can do it.
it's good that in 1 month you're just staying in Europe, and it's not even Africa, it's Europe. Europe is good. So yeah, 80,000 rupees.
But
Yeah,
like I think for living what do you think for living that same life in India, how much it cost
for 1 month.
1 month?
Okay, living.
Maximum 20,000.
Yeah, maximum 20,000.
Yeah. So of course, if you're going for more 60,000, definitely you're gonna get something.
And flight cost is also included in that round trip. So in
Yeah.
Europe, it happens that you can travel from one country to another through your car, through some four-wheeler also. You don't need a flight. Yeah, because they have some, they have some arrangements with the other countries. They have this European Union, right, where they don't need a visa from going from one country to another. Yeah, you know about it in Europe.
What?
You know that in Europe you don't need a visa to go from one country to another.
Yeah. But that especially the countries that is coming in a European Union, and there even the like train connecting from one country to another country, so you can
Very
like
true.
you can get an exchange, like a kind of trains. Okay, the same train which you are traveling to, that will take you on another country too.
Yeah, it saves cost
Yeah,
also, and you don't have to apply for visa and wait for days to get there.
yeah,
Yeah, it is
yeah.
good. So okay, so any country you would like to visit, like we all have this country in our mind that we would go.
In the Europe.
Not Europe, like anywhere outside India. You have some dream country in your mind, like you want to visit, if you get the chance. Suppose if I
Dream
if,
countries.
suppose if I give you an offer, I'm not giving it to you, so don't take it seriously. But suppose I give an offer to you that I would send you to some country. I will sponsor that trip. Which country would you choose?
I think for content wise, like I
Not for
would
the content,
say, of
not for
course,
the content wise.
USA.
Something that you would love to go.
USA. USA,
USA. Okay.
definitely.
Maybe because since I am sponsoring,
Because I think,
maybe
there
those are
is
the most
like there
expensive
is
countries.
everything that I would for like yeah, there are a lot of things that I would get there,
Where
for
would you go first? Vegas.
Death Valley. Like
Well,
I've been to like a near Death Valley to the, India Death Valley, like that is in Faridabad, like in Delhi NCR. But yeah, Death Valley there.
I
It's a
were
very
you,
beautiful.
if I were you, I would have gone to Vegas.
I'm sorry.
If I were you, I would have gone to Vegas, Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what is this Death Valley?
Last
I heard about it, Death Valley. I think I forgot about
You're
it.
gonna get bored. You're gonna get bored like after doing a someday party. How long you can do a party?
Oh,
For me, adventure would be more fun. When I will be in the
so
Death Valley, and being,
I would get bored if I do it for 1 month. I wouldn't get bored if I do it for 4, 5, 6 days, even for a week. I don't think I'm gonna get bored. I'm gonna enjoy that
and
party.
even in America, there are like a very good national parks too. So national
Because
parks would be like one
In India, we don't have a very good club culture. Club culture, we don't have very good club culture in India. But if you talk about
for
US,
doing parties and all. Like,
yeah, parties.
oh
Like
no, like seriously, even in and I think where I'm living, here's the one place, Hoj Khas. Go in the night time, you're gonna get maybe another Las Vegas, in India.
yeah, maybe in Delhi and in metropolitan cities there's a club
Yeah.
culture. But cities like Agra, where I am living, okay, in these cities, the tier 2, tier 3 cities, you cannot even think about a club here. Like nowadays, they are getting introduced to the concept of bars, okay, bars and this themed restaurants. But there's no club here. There are, but they're not very kind of woke. So, okay.
Mm.
So, Hari, just I want to ask you this question also. Like, since you talk about overseas a lot now, I think we should come back to India because I don't think I'm going anytime soon to outside. So, I want to ask you that how safe India is when it comes to travel. Since you've been to so many places, right? You have so many experiences. Some experiences were good and some experiences were bad also. So, can you give your opinion on that according to your experiences? How safe is India? And then you can also tell me that how safe it is for girls. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
For me, India is a very safe place. Like apart from some places, Apart from some places in there are some places in a Chhattisgarh or in a Jharkhand, they're like Naxalwat Kshetra, some you might heard of. There are some places that always there is always restriction to for tourists to going there. So if you only want to going a tourist places, I think every place in India is very safe, seriously. For
Anyways,
yeah, according to my experience. And for the girls it's also very safe, like girls things like boys can only travel like, or they can't travel solo, they can do a travel solo if they really want, like, yeah. And they just and for the peoples who are traveling, they just have to be be smart when they're traveling, that's all.
you know what I
uh,
think? I think
it's
places like
definitely
that.
safe.
I think places like Faridabad, Ghaziabad, these are more dangerous than these hill stations.
But the other thing is, why you want to go there? For what reason you want to go there? It's like, see, if you're going, you're gonna look. Let me give the example. If anybody comes in a Taj Mahal, nobody gonna be like, hey, give me the money, showing you the knife and
Because
giving you
there is
the like,
security, right? They're expecting tourists there, so there's gonna be security in the places like Taj
yeah.
Mahal.
But yeah, but like if you're going to the some like a more rural, like a more in a deep, so like you have to be like more conscious there, for making your for making yourself safe, you have to be taking like safety, ki, you're safe, how you could be safe, and uh, travel smart, travel in a smart way.
So, so are you living in Delhi, right? From how long have you been living in Delhi?
Yeah, I'm living in Delhi.
From how long?
From how long? I born and brought up here.
You you were born in Delhi.
I born in Delhi.
Okay, so let's talk about Delhi also. Like Delhi is a good place to visit, right? For the like obviously not for you. You were born in Delhi, so you don't like Delhi for traveling. But for the other people, who live in places like mostly people from South are very interested in Delhi since it's a capital, and people always talk about Delhi. So, okay. So, how is Delhi for traveling? Like, to be honest, I've been to Delhi only 4 or 5 times in my whole lifetime. Although it is only 2 kilometers away from my house, but I've only been 4 or 5 times, and that also I have not traveled Delhi. I've only been to my bua's house. Okay, so I think Delhi is very fast paced. Okay, and if you are a guy from some tier 2, tier 3 city, you're gonna you're gonna come after getting a lot of insecurities from Delhi, right? If you're not very confident in you, what do you think? Because there are so many people, there are big cars you see buildings. Okay, in Agra, we don't even have one building which is so high. Okay, so I feel like every time I go to Delhi, I feel insecure. I I I come after taking insecurities from Delhi. Right. So do you feel something like that in Delhi? You understand my question?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So first of all, Delhi is a very small, in area wise, it's a very small. It's a very small, like as you if you compare to especially from your place UP, it's a very small. I think there could be a 10 Delhi, in one UP.
Obviously, if you compare it with a state, it would be small. It is a union territory. So if you compare with the city, I think everybody.
But in a population wise, it's too much. It's too much population here in Delhi. So and for traveling to the Delhi, I think hello, you can hear me, right?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you.
I okay, for traveling in Delhi, like it's here is a good place, like a with very, very less beauty, but you can visit a museum here, or or some monuments, even and nowadays Delhi government is doing a one like very good thing is they are like having a like they're lightning in the monuments, in the night time too. So you can do visit in night times too, if, especially it's a very hard, like and to be stucking in traffic jam, in daytime. So it's like always hard, but you can still travel in the nighttime in some places. So here are some interesting places too, in a Delhi, where you can come and visit and have experience. Or here you can also experience of a lot of cultures for a lot of people, because a lot of people are living here,
People of different cultures are living
equally.
here. People from all sort,
Sorry.
people from all parts of India are living in Delhi.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, in Delhi, I think it's the one place I think in India, Delhi, I would say like it's the one place where you're gonna be like, but yeah, it's like it's like a good place, especially if you compare to the like even if you go to the Mumbai, I feel like they would do the Marathi and they're gonna be like talking in Marathi, but it's in Delhi is nothing like yeah. Yeah, but there is a one thing like Delhi से हूँ, but like ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि Delhi is like very chill place, but yeah.
Mumbai, places like Mumbai, जैसे you've said that there are Marathis more, so वहाँ पे majority minority वाला scene हो जाता है. So if you're not
Yeah.
belong to that community, Marathi, you feel a sense of you know
Mm.
minority that you don't belong to that group. So okay,
Especially अगर आप देखोगे कोई भी त्योहार आते इस क्रिसमस डे और कोई भी like we celebrate every festivals every like
yeah,
a major big festivals and we celebrate and that's a beauty there's hey everyone speaks in Hindi so everyone understands each other more the people and a lot of people even know the English here so even the south if anybody has come from from south they can also understand and every kind of school is here for like for every like yeah, I can see the here the Kerala school Tamil school very they can they can do their own study and that's a very good thing.
what I say to my friends, like cities like Delhi, Bangalore, Mumbai, these are the cities where there is nothing that you cannot get in these cities which you can get in New York or Tokyo or other big cities, right? There is everything you can get in New Delhi or Delhi, right? It is so developed.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is a side of Delhi also which is very underdeveloped. There are people living in slums, but there is also that side which is very developed, which is at par with the cities
Even
like
in
New York.
Delhi, even in Delhi, there are some, here are some like biodiversity parks, okay, where you can go and have a like a like if you're living in Delhi, and if you're living in if you think if you got exotic, by living with a full of peoples around you, you can go in a biodiversity park and it's like a big parks, like in a very like a good square fit, so you can go and have some time in a like a in a with the nature and
Yeah.
that would be also so for everything for every kind of thing here is the one things to enjoy for like entertainment wise or even the by the facilities wise it's a good city for living in terms of education and health and everything.
But bro, still, I don't think you can feel that, how a guy coming from a tier two, tier three city feels when he visit Delhi for the first time. Can you feel that, the sense of insecurity he gets when he, see the fast-paced crowd of Delhi and big, skyscrapers, big buildings. You feel that sense of insecurity
Delhi
first.
welcomes everyone. I would say Delhi welcomes everyone.
So I don't. Okay, but still, when one visited Delhi for the first time, right, being from a tier two, tier three city, you're gonna feel you're gonna feel a sense of insecurity, right?
Like, but yeah, you can say, but like, वो
See, you're
personal
not
choice होती है
see
क्या?
you're
कितना
not from
जल्दी
Delhi. You're not from outside Delhi, right? So I think you're not able to, you cannot relate to that. Yeah,
नहीं एक्चुअली मैं इसलिए आपको कह रहा हूँ क्योंकि मैंने ट्रैवल अगर मैं इफ आई एम एनी स्टेट ओके definitely I'm there okay I definitely understand I'm there but like there are the people's like who speaking their own language when I was in Jammu there were people speaking in Dogri when I was in Kashmir the people were speaking Kashmiri when I'm in Madhya Pradesh they're speaking in their Bundelkhandi or in their language so everywhere whenever I go like they're the speaking their in language and their culture they're having their own kind of cultures but in a Delhi you see every kind of people and every kind of things here so I would say Delhi welcomes everyone yeah but it's sort upon you how you get how like कितनी जल्दी तुम अपने आप को सेटल डाउन कर लेते हो कितनी जल्दी अपने आप को कंफर्ट कर लेते हो Yes, I understand your views too but
yeah. But वो ये ना कि एक टाइम लगता है आपको स्टार्टिंग में ऑब्वियसली आपको you're stranger to those people.
घर जैसा फील तो कहीं होता ही नहीं है अगर आप वो फील लाइक यू आर इफ यू आर लुकिंग फॉर दैट वन सो इट्स हार्ड
Like, हाँ, थोड़ा टाइम लगेगा you have to give time to those people to make you
टाइम
feel
तो
like
ऑफ कोर्स लगेगा
हाँ, थोड़ा सा टाइम
If you even you go anywhere, like even when you go to like New York, you can't be like, wow, I'm like, कि मैं यहाँ पे रूल करने वाला नहीं यार तुम थोड़ा सा वहाँ पे भी रहेगा थोड़ा सा टाइम
it
लगेगा
usually
कुछ
happens when you're going to a city or a place which is which is more developed than your place, right? If you being a guy from Delhi come to Agra, तो कोई problem नहीं होगी. You're not gonna have any security. You're not gonna have any, you know, problem to adjust, right? But you, if you go to some city like outside India, like you go to Tokyo, go to New York, तो वहाँ पर जाके like लगेगा कि ना ये कहाँ पर आ गया. हमने तो ऐसा कुछ देखा ही नहीं आज तक कभी भी. तो वो तो एक नेचुरल है. आपको थोड़ा टाइम देना पड़ेगा. You just get to used to it.
हाँ.
And then it will not gonna be a problem. So okay, so see, Hari, we all know what are the monuments to visit in Delhi, right? We all have read that in our history books. Okay, so I'm not gonna talk about that. I want to know what are the things, like what are the man-made things that I can do there. By man-made things, I meant what are the adventurous things I can do there in Delhi. Like I've seen, there was like one friend of mine has gone to Delhi and he was showing me the video. He went into a chamber. He was wearing a suit, a kind of a space suit kind of thing, and he was flying. He was flying there. Okay, I don't know what was that, but I'm sure there are these kind of adventures in Delhi. So you wanna share anything about that? That yeah, what's
Okay.
what? Yeah.
Okay, in Delhi, like you want to know like there are like some like good special activities that you can do in Delhi, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Is that you want to say? Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. So Delhi could be one good place for if you're like if you're bird watching lover, if you love to watching of birds, you can come to the biodiversity park, and Delhi is the one place where a lot of birds species are there. Even here the like pollution is too much, but there are here the lot of bird, even that here is one on Yamuna Ghat, here is one place where the Siberian birds come, and it's always a good to watch. Or even in the biodiversity park there are like a lot of bird species are there. So and here's a one park that like it's a waste of wonder. Okay, so there is a seven wonders. Okay, but that is made up from the from recycling and from the waste products, from the wastage, and they have made it, and that's very good. That's very good, and it's all like even I've been there, and it's so good to go in not only in a daytime, also in a nighttime. To clicking a picture. There are the Eiffel Tower, there are the like a Taj Mahal and everything like that. And for here are some like a good like water parks where you can go and enjoy. You can go and have experience of theater. If you are in acting and all, like if
I
you're
want to experience. I want to experience that comedy clubs. Where people perform
comedy
stand-ups.
clubs, yeah, you
Yeah.
can come to the comedy clubs and you can go for the stand-up comedies
Have you
or
been
for
to
the poetry sessions and
Have
all.
you been to one like comedy clubs, stand-up comedy clubs?
No, I've only watched the videos.
Okay, only all the
Yeah.
videos. Yeah, in the videos I got to know that there's stand-up comedy clubs in places like Delhi. There is Central Club. I think there is in one of the mall in Delhi.
Interest, here are something, अगर आपको कुछ भी करना है तो for every interest,
ये बात है, like
something to do.
आपको कुछ भी करना है, if you're in Delhi, just to type on Google and you're gonna get the location where it is, and plus you're gonna get the options also. You want to go there at this place, you want to go at this place. If I talk about Agra, like अगर मेरे को कुछ करना है, suppose like कुछ दिन पहले I developed an interest in calisthenics. Calisthenics, you know calisthenics?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so I wanted to learn calisthenics. So I searched on Google, and there was no place in Agra to do calisthenics. Okay, but I'm pretty much sure if I have searched in Delhi, there would be like hundreds of places to teach you
Yeah,
calisthenics.
and very
Yeah,
near of your places,
yeah. So that's what
near
I
of
said.
your place.
If there is something
Yeah.
that exists, that's gonna be in
I
Delhi.
was see, I was today I was searching on Google. I was mountaineering, and I got to know, in like just 3 to 4 kilometer near me there is a there's a one mountaineering, where you can do like a kind of club. Okay, where you can do indoor practice of for climbing and all, and they even like give you the coaching too, and that's very nice. Yeah, it's like very near to me, and it would be nice to go to the to even for playing the sports. Here are the lot of stadiums. If
Yeah,
you want to follow any sports, so you can do enroll yourself in a stadium and you can do a practice there, and that's
yeah,
very nice. And it's a very even my one friend like goes every single day there, and it's on like it's on very minimal cost, you know uh, like a 300 for a year, and you can go and do a practice and all. It's very nice,
yeah.
and it's definitely a benefit of living in a city.
Yeah, in a city, metropolitan city. So you don't have to go anywhere else to do something or to get something. In other cities, you have to move to Delhi or any other metropolitan cities to get something. So, okay. So, Hari, now there's a very interesting question that I was willing to ask you. And the question is that do you have any weird traveling desire? Like, let me explain you further. Like, if I talk about
Lot
my,
of,
if I,
lot of.
okay, okay, first I tell about mine and then you will share yours. Okay. So, my weird traveling desire is that, I remember I was watching this movie, Jab We Met, when I was a child. Okay, so I seen that guy Shahid Kapoor. At one place, he left all his cards, his watch, his mobile phone, all his cash, and he went on the train. And without destination in his mind, he's just going from one train to another, one station to another. Okay, so I wanted to do that, but since we get older, we are introduced to the concept of fear. Okay, then we stop thinking in that way. Okay, but in my childhood, that was my weird traveling desire. As of now, I don't have any, but it was in my childhood. So now I want to know yours.
Uh, okay, but for me, it's like the every place, like how I want to travel, Um, for me, like I have, especially to my plans of travel, so people are always gonna be like, it's like a weird, how you gonna do that, so people find it crazy and the weird, of
Obviously,
course. But for me, there are a lot of, weird things that I want to go to the Antarctica, and I want to, like, by my own sometime. All, and I want to
you
make it like possible.
you know swimming.
Huh?
You know swimming.
Do I know swimming? Yeah, I know swimming, like not a, like
You're not a pro,
professional swimmer.
but you know how to swim. You're not a
Yeah,
pro,
I
but
just know how to swim.
is it tough?
Yeah.
Like I'm thinking of learning it. Is it tough to swim? Is it difficult to learn swimming?
Is it difficult to swim?
Yeah, I am thinking of learning it this year.
Swimming, I think I think I don't know, because, but I think swimming is a very good exercise.
Yeah, it's a
If
good
you want to,
exercise, and I want to learn it.
yeah,
It's fun also, right? You can swim in the water. So
if you yeah,
uh,
swimming in water in a floating, like, good. It's good.
Hari, we almost reached to the end of this podcast, and as one of the last question I want to ask you, I actually I want to request you to share your views on the hex. We can adopt to.
Sorry.
Yeah, you getting my voice, Hari?
Yeah, I'm getting your voice. Go ahead, please.
I want to ask you that some of the hacks you can tell to our audience for traveling in
Some
India.
of.
Some of the hacks that you can tell our audience for traveling in India, through which they can save their money, through which they can save their time also,
Okay.
which would make
Okay.
their trip
Okay.
more comfortable. Anything you would like.
Uh, okay. So for, say, for traveling in India, and like, for getting a hex is more like, I would say, do a research. Before you travel, do a research as much you can. Do a plan. Do a plan. Third thing is, go for more. Go for more. When you once you're in a travel, go for more with the local peoples. They know the better. Go with the flexible. Be flexible on travel. Don't be stuck on like only one thing. Like, yeah, मुझे यही करना और यही होटल में रहना नहीं.
Sometimes, but
Be,
sometimes, but sometimes I feel that local people are the ones who deceive you, who fool you, right?
yeah, and you can do also, comparison, once when it comes to, buying a hotel or anything like that, like, or getting a, or getting a vehicle, or getting a, for, if for traveling one place to another place, you can do that. You can use a hostels. Hostel is the one, like, where you can get a very cheap accommodation, is like around 3 to 400, or even in a 200. There you have to share a bed, of course, to, like a room with some of your travel partners too. But yeah, it's a very good place to, for staying for night. You can go for more, street foods, that can really save you good money. You can use a public transport, and yeah, this all hacks really works.
I actually feel that when I go to some place and if you can get a video, a vlogging video for that place, that would be very nice to watch it. Right? You're gonna get a very good idea of that place.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to do that. I'm definitely going to do that. And I'm like, yeah, and for me in my travel, of course I'm going to, so that this part of, like, how you can travel in a very affordable way.
Yeah. I went to like
People,
I went uh, yeah, I went to Jammu like four
you
five
can get
years
some,
ago. I went to
yeah.
Jammu and Kashmir 4 5 years ago, and at the time I had no concept of. I wasn't introduced to this concept of vlogging. Okay, I didn't even used to use internet properly. So after when I came back from Jammu after 1 or 2 years, I saw a vlogging video of Jammu and I realized how many mistakes I could have avoided by if I would have seen the vlog before going to Jammu, right? So yeah, so
Yeah,
I think it.
even I would say after watching a vlog, should be more, more on yourself too, But,
Yeah,
but like
obviously,
क्योंकि
obviously,
हाँ क्योंकि जो वीडियो में दिखाते हैं and of course lot of things
yeah.
changes there, so
You cannot rely on that
be
video
more,
completely. You cannot rely on that completely, but still it
yeah,
gives you an idea.
but you can get an idea कि हाँ हो सकता है, like एक belief आ जाता है.
Yeah. आपको completely believe नहीं करना चाहिए कि if he is telling this is going to happen, this is only going to happen, nothing will change. और कई बार क्या होता है कि that video have been shot 4 or 5 years ago और आप अभी जा रहे हो, ठीक है, तो एक टाइम का डिफरेंस भी आ जाता है. Many places would change in that time period. So yeah. So Hari, like it's almost 2:14 here, so we have almost done this podcast. You wanna share anything
From
at
how,
the end?
like what is it like, from how long we are doing this?
You're doing this from it's been almost an hour.
It's almost 1 hour, or it's completed 1 hour?
It's an hour. Like at 1:14 we started. It is 2:13 now.
Okay. Okay.
So
So the last thing I would like to say, can I add up something?
yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay. So I would like to say the one thing is, as we are like we have talked a lot of about travels, and as I and yeah, so I would like to say travel whenever you get a chance, and
Yeah,
second thing more is like especially when we are like because travel not is not only about to traveling to the place. It's more about a lot of things where you get a lot of learnings and more you get a lot of experience experiences when you're doing a travel. And second thing is you got a learn a lot of more thing about about your countries when you're traveling to the
yeah,
any states of your country. If even you're not traveling to the abroad, it's more open you about the ideas and all. And second and even when you are doing a travel, like one request to is make your like a always try to make your environment safe, like when you're going or
of
visiting some
course,
places,
of
try
course.
to try to respect of like of that place and of that nature, so we can
Yeah,
share with
and the culture of that place, the people of
our
that
future
place.
generation too. Yeah, because uh so many places where is I think in upcoming years it's going to be hard to travel, especially अभी जैसे आप जान सकते हैं कि अभी जैसे ही हिमाचल में अभी लॉकडाउन खुला, मतलब एक दिन में ही जिस दिन लॉकडाउन खुला उन्होंने की टूरिस्ट को अलाउ कर दिया, जाम लग गया वहां पे सच में. मैं सोच रहा हूँ वाओ. तो एंड आप सोच सकते हैं कि जब वहां पे जब इतने लोग जाते हैं तो कितना मुश्किल होगा कि उसको लाइक मेंटेन करना,
Obviously, you have to
so
respect that place, you have to respect the people of that place. You cannot make the joke of that place or the people of their culture.
like yeah. And I want to thank you too, for inviting me in this
Yeah,
podcast, and
really thankful
thank
that
you so
you
much.
accepted my invite and you came at this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was very enlightening, Hari. You got to know a lot of things about the traveling in India, traveling the cheapest countries to travel. You told us the hex also,
You do
traveling
travel
to
too
India.
whenever you get a chance.
Yeah,
You do travel too. You do travel too, I think you also like to travel, and
yeah. Obviously, I
you want
love I
to
love
go
traveling.
to
I love traveling, but obviously, I'm not as interested in traveling as you. You've chosen it as a profession. But yeah, obviously, I love traveling. So yeah, so I just got to know a lot of things up with you, Hari. Even I'm sure our audience also get to know a lot of things. So yeah, so I think we should end it then. Yeah, Hari. So okay, Hari. Then bye. Good night. Yeah.
like. Thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.